Welcome to Dirt Diaries, the podcast where the women of agriculture get real. From muddy boots to boardrooms, we're digging into the unfiltered stories of the FarmHERs, ranchers, and every her shaping the future of ag. This isn't just shop talk, it's real talk. We're covering career paths, big wins, hard lessons, and everything in between. So whether you live it every day or you're just ag curious, pop in your earbuds and get ready. These are the raw, inspiring, and wildly relatable conversations you won't hear anywhere else. Let's dig in. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dirt Diaries. Today, we're diving into a story that's as sweet as it is inspiring. Katey Evans is a third-generation farmer from Delaware who took a big risk, a little creativity, and a whole lot of faith, and turned it into the Frozen Farmer, a nationally recognized brand of sorbets and frobet that's now sold across the country. When traditional markets turned away her family's imperfect produce, Katey found a way to upcycle it into something people couldn't resist. That idea not only saved fruit from going to waste, but it also caught the attention of Shark Tank, where she landed a deal with Lori that helped take her dream nationwide. In our conversation, Katey and I talk about what it's like to run a family business, how she balances life as a mom and an entrepreneur, and the creative process behind developing unique flavors that connect people back to the farm. She's innovative, grounded, and proof that sometimes the sweetest success comes straight from the dirt. Let's get dirty with Katey. Well, we're just going to dive right into it. Another episode of Dirt Diaries. Katey Evans is joining me now. And Katey, I had the pleasure of traveling out to your guys' farm and visiting your family and getting to hear your story. But for all of our viewers and listeners, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and about Frozen Farmer.
So I'm Katey Evans, and I own and operate the Frozen Farmer. We are a farm creamery established in 2015. We're rooted on our third generation family farm, Evans Farms in Bridgeville, Delaware. We gained national attention after our appearance on Shark Tank and have placement in about 3,000 retailers nationwide now.
I know we'll get into a lot of the things, obviously, when your episode airs. But I know people always ask, because this was one of our questions. What was that experience like on Shark Tank?
Yeah, it was exciting. Nerve-wracking a little, although they prepare you pretty well. We actually filmed our episode prior to the pandemic shutdown, but there was still that social distancing going on. So in my episode, I felt like I had to yell because the sharks were actually sitting all the way across the stage from me. And I didn't really realize that it picked up on the microphone. So when I rewatch my episode, I'm yelling in the episode.
They're like, she's really passionate about this.
Yeah, because it picked up on the mic, but I felt like I needed to in order for the sharks to hear me across the stage as far as they were sitting.
That actually is really funny. I didn't even think of that when you were talking about how you did it during that time. And oh my gosh. Yeah, so crazy. Well, okay. Anyways, moving forward, you have a great family. You have a wonderful husband. You have 4 beautiful daughters that our team just got to be around. Talk about your family a little bit. And I mean, obviously extended family, because this is truly a family business that you guys operate.
Yeah, we're a unique operation in the fact that we have so many different parts to our business as a whole. We have our farm creamery here on farm, which, is owned and operated by my husband and myself. My niece is our farm creamery manager, Delaney. We have our farm market, which is under the same roof as our creamery, and I, alongside of my cousin Jen, operate our farm market. We manage that business. And then we have Orchard Point Market, which is our bakery, our deli, our cafe, and another farm market here in town in Bridgeville. And my sister-in-law, Kim, is kind of turnkey managing that side of the business. My husband, Kevin, is the grower. My cousin Dylan is the grower. My uncle David works on the farm, my other cousin Brian. So it's we're all just this big family unit working together. And it's really cool. Our kids are now at the age where they can be involved in the business a little. Our oldest is 12, going to be 13 in October. And so they've been very helpful this summer in learning how to work the cash register and bag
Oh, I love
produce
that.
and yeah, just really like being extra hands around the business. They even got some planting experience this year. My oldest got to learn how to drive a tractor for her first day of summer last year. They're very involved in the business too.
I think that's interesting too, because obviously when we were there, we saw all hands on deck, and you guys, again, were just such a fun family. Um, but I know it's challenging at times to work with family and that many family members and that close together. Can you talk about that a little bit? I mean, because again, there is a lot of benefits to it, but it is hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's never really any separation of like work and life for us because even on our personal time, we catch ourselves talking business. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's for us, it's truly all one. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's something that we're all very passionate about. We enjoy it so much. And we honestly, we have to because, we eat, sleep, breathe every part of this farm operation and, so I think that is the most different thing about our family than others is like, it's constant. We live right here on the farm. And every personal opportunity somehow becomes a business conversation.
Yeah, but I think how valuable that your daughters are getting to watch you and your husband and extended family members all work and work together and grow up in this lifestyle. They're understanding. I mean, I'm going to go into this a little more about them because our whole team was obsessed with all of your kids, and they all just we have raved about them. We were literally just raving to them about Jenna and Holly who work on Dirt Diaries with me, and Johnny and Zach came in here, and we obviously were talking about Collins, but your other 3 girls too. And again, when people watch your episode, they're gonna see so many sweet moments with all of them and their personalities that shine through. But you guys did a really good job raising them and how they even were just so welcoming and warm and helpful to us. But getting off that tangent real quick, how awesome is it to raise them in this industry and be able to show them, hey, if you want something, all you have to do is work for it. And working together is very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what we're trying to teach them every single day, is that nothing good comes easy. And at the end of a long, hard day, there's reward to be had. We've gotten some really awesome, unique opportunities as a family in the process of growing our farm businesses from, experiences in meeting people that, we would have never dreamed to now call friends to, awesome trips that we've taken, and been able to take our kids along with us on the way. And that's a big part of it for Kevin and myself too, is just like bringing our kids. I mean, it's a rarity that, we go anywhere without them, honestly. And it's important for us to show them, all parts of owning and operating a business, including, the personal perks, because there have been a lot of fun times in growing this business, travel to different places, experiences that they've gotten to partake in, and that's really the rewarding side.
And on some of those, outside of just work, your daughters, your 2 oldest daughters, or older ones, I should say, they both do a really cool sport hobby, but it's a sport, it's an activity. Tell our listeners about it, 'cause I was like, wow, we were all like, that's cool.
Yeah, so our 2 oldest daughters are involved in dirt track driving. So it's funny, I wear the Dirt Diaries hat all the
I
time to the
love
dirt
that.
track, and people ask me about it. It's kind of perfect. But yeah, we're always at the dirt track. We drive to New Jersey every Friday to put the girls on the track, and our family and an extended team here keeps these girls running. They've got sponsors
Yeah.
that are behind them in the sport, and they've been able to have opportunities in the sport that other kids just never in a million years had dreamed of having. I grew up watching dirt racing. I grew up watching NASCAR on television, and to me, those people on the track were like heroes.
Yeah.
My daughters, some of them are like uncles, and it's kind of cool to see them have, mentors in the sport that's, you know, somebody that I grew up, admiring, and it's really neat watching them learn responsibility through the sport too. I mean, when they're not on the track, they're working on the cars, and learning about the cars, and those are life lessons that they're going to take with them as they learn to drive. And it's a very rewarding opportunity that they have within dirt racing.
Yeah, and I was following along the summer on your Instagram just where and they were doing well. They were winning. I was gonna say a choice word I can't say on the, on the podcast, but I'm like, they were kicking some rear. Let's just say that. They were so I mean, that's exciting too. That's fun to watch.
It is, racing is a sport where, there's no advantage to being, a guy or girl. Everyone has equal playing field, and that's what makes it so unique. Um, there's no physical advantage.
Hmm.
And so for our girls, it's neat things like watching them read the track beyond just the car or two cars in front of them. Learning to maneuver the car, learning to communicate to the crew about their experience on the track during hot laps so that they can take that, as a leg up in the heat race. But yeah, we've had a very challenging season, early season, a lot of setbacks. We had a lot of bad luck through the years, but our luck turned around mid-season this year. The guys have put in a lot of hours in the shop with our girls, and they're really getting comfortable behind the wheel. So it's exciting to see them bring home a few wins.
Yeah, that's so fun. I'm switching gears a little bit, going back to everything that you do. You wear so many hats. You guys are constantly busy. Obviously, you make sure your kids are involved in whatever they want to be involved in. So you guys are such, a family unit. But talk about the business side a little more of things. And it's not always been easy for you. It's been a roller coaster. I mean, you've had to really get in there and like fight for where you wanted your brand to be and where you want to see this going. So if you don't mind talking about that, I think people would like to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I heard on Shark Tank when I made my pitch to the Sharks. It was like, what a tough and competitive industry the frozen food category is. And we have absolutely seen that, um, through. It's one of those things that, like, we are truly the smallest brand on the shelf, in competition and being held to the same standard as some of the largest brands, not just in our country, but in the world, like global brands. And, we're a small family owned business. We've got a small family owned budget, and, competing with brands that, have multi-million or billion-dollar budgets is very difficult at times. But I think what makes our product stand out, is the sustainability mission, the connectivity, from where the food comes from, and getting to know the grower behind the brand. And also, just the quality of the products, having a product that differentiates itself on the shelf. We innovated the very first no sugar added sorbet in national retail. It was something that no one had ever done prior to the frozen farmer launching. And that's something that we're really proud of. And now it's just getting really, creative when it comes to flavor pairings and things like that. And really just, up in the game within the premium category.
Yeah, and I know you guys, which again we'll show in the episode, but some of the cool collabs that you've gotten to do, like the Barbie, and but coming up with these flavors. I mean, there were so many when we were there, and I wanted to try them all. And the girls, I'm like, how do they eat so much of this? And I mean, obviously, it's all good. I'm like, wow, like I couldn't try it all. But it's funny. Has there been flavors over the years that you were like, wow, that was really hit? That kind of surprises me, and ones you just love so much that you just will never take off the menu.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, blueberry strudel is kind of my hands down all time favorite at the end of the day that will never leave our menu. Strawberry sorbet is our national best-selling flavor, but also one of our very best-selling flavors here at our home farm creamery. We also grow a lot of strawberries, so for us, that flavor is very close to, our farm mission. We're able to use a lot of our own fruit when we're in local growing season, local harvest season, in our own sorbet lines. Strawberry sorbet will never leave the menu. Yeah, there's been really unique flavors that we've tried through the years. We've tried like a dill pickle ice cream. We've tried a crab
Oh,
ice cream. We're located right here in Delaware, Maryland. Like blue crabs are really big things. We've tried crab ice cream. We've tried Old Bay ice cream. Sweet corn ice cream is actually a seasonal, pretty good seller for us. We make
wow.
ice cream with our fresh sweet corn. So yeah, it's fun to get creative.
Yeah, and I think again, that's what was fun for us when we were filming too, is seeing the creative process a part of all of it. You have no idea unless you're there, or, you get to understand your business and learn about it. And I was like, wow, they actually really have to go outside the box and kind of expand the horizons and think about what they want to do. And sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a fail, but most of the time, I mean, everything we tried, I thought it was a hit. Going back to the girls real quick, Collins, we gotta again, she had a little spill after we left. Did she sprain her ankle or what happened?
Yeah, she like fractured her foot after you guys like the next day, goofing off in the house. But it's funny because I told her last night, I was like, I'm getting to, talk to Miss Kirby again tomorrow. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, can I join?" Like,
Okay, I have to tell you this. She has several cameos, like good ones with like, and all the girls have, but
yeah.
Collins definitely has several in the episode. It's so great.
Yeah, the big girls are keeping her occupied right now in the race shop today, just so that like they can keep her distracted. Because otherwise, I'm sure she'd be like right in here knowing that I'm talking to you. No,
So
she
great.
she just adored you, and it was so cute because she still asks about you all the time.
I love that. I know. Well, and when we left your guys' place and we were all laughing, we're like, man, like we want to go back and visit them and just hang out. Like, we were like,
Yeah.
you go some places and you're like, that was fun. So glad we got to meet them and know them. And then other places you're like, well, I wasn't really ready to leave yet. Could we just like hang out and not work anymore? Can we not do all that? We like to ask some of the people that when I get to talk to them on Dirt Diaries too, you have been on TV, obviously, national TV, and so it was a little different for you. You're used to film crews, you're used to all of that. But what was it like having our team visit you guys and just hang out for a couple days?
Yeah, I mean, you guys just seem like family, honestly. I mean, like you said, it was very like a natural conversation all the time. I don't know, you guys definitely didn't make anyone feel nervous on camera. We had so much fun filming with you and your team. And yeah, I those feelings are mutual. We love to hang out sometime. We're a family that just likes to laugh and have fun and be goofy. And we find ourselves doing that a lot. So I think that's important too. When you work as much as we do,
Mhm.
mixing things up and having fun together, makes no day feel like work.
And Kevin's definitely a girl dad. Like he's
Yeah.
surrounded by 5 females in his house, and he's definitely a girl dad.
We didn't find out what we were having with any of our kids. Like we waited all 9 months until I delivered. And by the last one, I was kind of terrified of having a boy. And I think he was just as scared. It's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, are you going for the boy?" And I think we were both like, "No, we really praying to God that it was a girl, another girl, because we know how to deal with girls." And it's funny because our girls are like boys too in so many ways. Like they're rough. They have that banter, with each other. But yeah, you're right. Like Kevin's such a great girl dad, that I don't think, he would change a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like out there all planting together when we're planting the watermelons, you guys doing that as a family and watching the dynamics and especially like the birth order, the oldest to, which obviously just Collins at that point. It just was cute too to just see all of their dynamics together, especially with you and Kevin. It was
Yeah, you
great.
watch those TikToks of like first child, second child,
Yes.
third, and it is exactly that in our family. It's like the first one's so responsible, and the second one just doesn't care about anything. And the third one is like just so dramatic and like everything in the world is about me. And it's hilarious because that is so how it is in our family.
Aside from, I don't know when you found the time to do this, but you also wrote a book.
I did, yeah. I
Uh,
well, I actually wrote the book prior to Shark Tank. So
oh,
that's
wait, that's right.
when I
Okay.
yeah, so Kenna was like 2 or 3 when I wrote Kenna the Produce Princess. And the book went on the back burner after Shark Tank and growing the brand and growing the business. But I published it last year and it took a lot of time, and effort with publishing and going back and forth with the illustrator just to make sure that the illustrations reflected, exactly the essence of our farm and our farm family. But it's something I'm really proud of, and it was a journey for sure.
Yeah.
Publishing kind of the Produce Princess and the Crown of Confidence.
Well, I think it's spectacular, and that's what I'm like. Anybody listening, it's available on Amazon, correct? Can't they get it? Or
Yes, yeah, it's available on Amazon. It actually was a new release bestseller 3 times in a row on Amazon. So we've been really excited to hear the response from the book. We sell it in our farm market too. It's sold in some local bookstores here in Delaware, Maryland, and it's got a great Christian message at the end, and really just kind of honing in on that. Um, you know, Message that, girls can do anything from farming to wearing a crown on their
yeah, it's so, so cute. Um, I want to go into that a little bit more too, just how we talked about you guys live right there and you have all the moving parts. But it's interesting, you guys, own your land. You're farming on your land. Then you're dealing with the customers in your farm stores. There's a cafe, restaurant, a part of one of those. So you're in that service side of the industry. You're obviously in like, the retail side of people coming to your market. But then you also have to deal with grocery stores on that scale. I mean, dealing with all different sectors of farming, what is that like? I mean, have you had days where you're just like, man, this is a lot?
Yeah, I mean, we have days like that, I think, every year, especially during harvest season and when everything's coming on all at once. But no 2 days are ever the same around here with so many different moving parts. And I can literally have an agenda set for myself in the morning and it go 5 different ways throughout the day. And at the end of it though, as long as I've accomplished, certain tasks on the list, that's what matters. But it's part of what gets me up in the morning, and makes every day exciting for me because having so many different moving parts and dealing with so many different people, like you said, whether it's a produce manager at a national chain, or whether it's one of our brokers, or whether it's a customer direct in our farm store. It makes every conversation very meaningful that I have, and it just makes everything interesting for sure.
If you weren't doing this, what do you think what would you be doing? If you could pick any
God.
other occupation to be doing, what would it be?
Well, I mean, when I went to college, my degree's in marketing,
Okay.
and it's part of the job that I'm really passionate about, in sharing that message with our consumers, whether they're consumers who are buying our fruit or vegetables in a grocery store, or whether they're consumers that are purchasing our products here on our farm, and just sharing that mission of the farm. So I would say if I wasn't doing like all that I'm doing in our business, I would still be involved in agriculture in some way, shape, or form. My first job was on a farm when I was like 12 years old, picking produce, planting produce. Um, at one point in my life, I wanted to be a airplane pilot. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe that if it had nothing to do with agriculture, but um, I just everything in my life has brought me back to having a career in ag. I worked at the Delaware Farm Bureau as my first career job right out of college, as the public relations coordinator for the Delaware Farm Bureau. And I feel like, it's kind of one of those things I firmly believe that if God has a path for you, he will keep putting you on that path, no matter what you think or what you try to do. And that's really how I have felt about being in agriculture, is like everything has led me back to this.
Through the highs and lows of agriculture, like there always is, we know, I told you that's my family's livelihood. So I was raised that way, and this is my way of still being a part of agriculture. How important is your faith in your family and everything that you guys do, and just kind of having that as your foundation?
Yeah, I mean, faith for us is everything. They always say, God first, family second, business last. And really that is our priority. We put all of our faith in the Lord a lot. And I think, not just as farmers, like you have to do that, but honestly, in everything that we do, we try to look for, the higher reason, and even the setbacks that we've been through. With every setback, we say, okay, there has to be a reason that we're going through this. And like, what is that reason? And, our faith in God is everything.
Definitely. Okay, I'm gonna play a few games with you. We have these and we play them quite a bit. I don't know why my microphone just keeps on sliding down. I'm gonna pull it back up. Um, I'm not the techie one of the group. I don't really know how to work all this stuff. But anyways, this one's called Break the Ice. So, what is a interesting habit you have?
I feel like I have a lot of habits. I set numerous alarms on my phone, and then I sleep through all of them except for the last one. And then
But
this
you're
morning I
good
slept
about
through the
getting up and
last one.
working out. You like have a
Uh,
routine that you do.
I do. I do. I have my morning gym routine, but I think the alarms every 5 minutes starting at 4 a.m. is probably a habit that Kevin would love for me to kick. I
He's
hit
like,
snooze through all of them until like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So that's one. I have full on conversations with myself sometimes. And if somebody approaches me at work, I'll be like, hold on just a minute. And they'll wait and they'll be like, what are you doing? Let me finish this thought in my own head. So, that's a funny one.
yeah, that is funny. I like that. You're like, hold on, I have to finish this thought conversation with myself right now before I can move on. That is great.
Yeah.
Do you have a guilty pleasure?
I think that morning gym time that we were just talking about is my guilty pleasure. Taking that time when the rest of the world is asleep, my family's still all in bed, and getting out of the house, because for me sometimes it's the only time of the day that I actually leave the property. um, to get away and clear my head on the drive to the gym. I usually listen to some good Christian music while I'm at the gym, and just kind of like it's my mental like prep for the day. I'll go through my calendar, organize my meetings. Sometimes I'll do a little social media on the treadmill, but for the most part, I just really try to use that time to level set with myself.
Yeah, I mean, even the days we were filming, you went to the gym. That was so impressive.
Yeah,
I mean, that is a habit of yours and maybe your guilty pleasure, like you said. Um,
yeah, both.
do you have a favorite condiment to use in excess?
Mayonnaise, definitely mayonnaise. Duke's mayonnaise. I eat mayonnaise on like all the sandwiches, and especially tomato sandwiches. And then I think I have a spice, addiction just as much as a condiment addiction. Like we eat Old Bay on everything, like our sweet
Really?
corn, our chicken wings. Yeah, yeah. So mayonnaise and Old Bay.
That is funny. Um, something you wish you were better at.
Um, Fixing things and building things. I have thought about like taking a shop class. I use Google a lot. I YouTube a lot of things, but Kevin's rarely around to like help me fix things around here. And I'm always the person that everyone goes to when something breaks. So, there's a lot of times where I'm like YouTubing how to do this or that. I wish, I knew how to use like a bench saw and,
Wow, look
really
at you.
truly like build things from produce displays to, I don't know. I constantly find myself with a power tool in my hand trying to figure out how to fix things.
I mean, if you were able to do that, like what there would be nothing you couldn't do if like you're building all the crazy things. But I mean, YouTube is a helpful
Well, it's
tool.
funny because I had a power tool in my hand the other day, and I was taking down a sign from our flower house, and this guy pulled up. He was a customer, and he's like, "Can I help you with that?" And I was like, "No, I got it. I'm good, thank you." And he's like, "Okay, well, you looked like you were." And I was like, "Well, that's a nice compliment, thank you." Like,
Like,
at
thank
least
you. At
I
least I
look like
looked
I
like
know
I
what I'm
was. Yeah.
doing.
That's a funny thing. I mean, are you a do it all yourself or ask for help kind of person or ask for help kind of person?
No, I'm a do it all myself and like
Hmm.
figure it out on my own type person. And then I ask for help. So usually, like my pecking order, like I'll usually go to my uncle David. He's kind of the one that will make sure that it gets done. And then maybe my cousin Dylan, and then Brian, and then Kevin's usually the last one that I ask if if something needs to be done. I just don't like admitting that I need help. I like to try to figure it out myself.
Yeah. I mean, because why not?
Yeah.
I love that Kevin's the last one you go to. Like, all else fails, we'll go ask Kevin. That's actually funny. Do you have a hidden talent?
Um. Oh gosh. Maybe like having three conversations at one time. I can truly juggle three different conversations at once. My kids would joke that like I need a minute to process each one of them because I can be in three different conversations at once. But when someone's talking to me, I just like have to pause and let it register and let the other two, play out first before I answer that one. So yeah, that would probably be my hidden talent.
Yeah, that's definitely a talent because being able to like understand all three things and um what's your favorite part of the day and your least favorite part of the day?
Um, Favorite part of the day would be, I think, dinner time and hearing about everyone's day and my family and catching up with my kids. Maybe a ride to school, honestly, would be like up there too. When we're in school, my husband and I take our kids to school together every day. It's like a tradition and something that we started a couple of years ago when um, even when he's really, really busy on the farm, he will drop everything. That's what an awesome, father and partner he is. He will drop everything to take them to school with me. And the two parents ride to school with our kids. We talk about our day. We talk about, we say our thankfuls, what we're thankful for. And we talk about what we pray for and if there's anything
Oh,
else on our heart for the day. So that's probably my number one. And then number two would be dinner when we get to hear about their day. Um, my least favorite time of day would be cleaning up from dinner because it's like I think if anyone told you that they enjoy cleaning up from dinner, they're lying.
like no, you don't.
But in
Mm-mm.
our house, there's just like a lot going on when we're cleaning up from dinner, like from homework to bath time, to just like chaos. So that's probably my least favorite time of day.
I had a conversation with another rancher FarmHER, and she had said after dinner, like doing the dishes, she's like, no, she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that part is not fun. She's like, we just enjoyed this nice time together as a family. I don't have to do that, but someone has
Yeah,
to
if
do
I
it.
could like have a superpower, it would be like just to snap my fingers and it all be done and cleaned
Yeah, you're like, mm-mm. That would be, and that would be your superpower then.
up.
Something that makes you laugh. So it could be, yourself or from the girls or Kevin or anything.
Well, Collins makes us all laugh a lot. But I would say like Kaysen now, our baby, she's 3 and she's learning new words. So like she is 3 years old and she thinks she's Britney Spears someday,
I
and
saw that
some
video on your
days,
Instagram. That was amazing.
yeah, she's literally singing Megan Maroney like Britney Spears as good as they do. And listening to her vocabulary and how she's using words in the correct context, no less, cracks us all up because she'll just come up with a word that we've never heard her say before. Like the other night, it was this is massive. Like I give her serving of dairy. She goes, "This is massive," and I was like, "Okay, I didn't give you quite that much," but so it's just like hearing those big words come out of a little 3-year-old mouth is hilarious, and she's just always cracking us up.
And she's so cute. Oh my God, the story time at bedtime was so cute with her, and just having the 3 older sisters is, I loved it.
Yeah.
One thing people may be surprised to know about you.
Hmm. I, I think maybe how hands-on I am in every facet of our business would surprise people. I think, for those who have saw me on television, they might think that I'm just kind of a behind the scenes owner, but I'm really hands-on. I'm in our creamery, in the kitchen. That's actually where I was all morning before this. I'm in our farm market in the afternoons, ringing up customers, going through the produce myself, checking it all. I enjoy going to our packing facility and being there when the loads come in to get that footage, to tell that story. I enjoy talking to our buyers. I'm on the meetings with our brokers. I am hands on literally in every aspect of this business. There's nothing that I don't do or won't do, from showing one of our employees how to properly scrub the toilets to, you know, flying out and meeting with a corporate produce buyer in person. So yeah, I'm very involved.
Yeah, and I think also that has attributed to your guys' growth and where you guys are today is because you are just so hands-on and you're not gonna let a stone be unturned. You have a good pulse on everything. I think it's pretty remarkable. I mean, again, from us to even witness and watch, it's pretty remarkable. I was like, "Man, I'm tired for her. I don't know how she does this all." If you could participate, which you already did this, but on one reality TV series aside from Shark Tank, what would it be?
Maybe The Amazing Race. Kevin's always wanted to do it. We had a couple of casting calls with the Amazing Race casting team after Shark Tank. But then we learned like how long you had to be away from your kids and like
It's a
disconnected. And we
while,
were like, oh
right?
no, it's, yeah, like weeks. And we
Yeah.
were like, no, 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 we can't be like in another country for weeks upon weeks without any communication to our family. Um, we're just at the wrong stage of life for that. But I think someday, like that would be super cool
Yeah.
to do the
I could
Amazing
see you
Race. Yeah,
guys competing on that. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I feel like we're in the Amazing Race every day, like with
You're like, "We do it
our
every day."
business now. Yeah.
Um, if you had this is kind of funny because obviously your guys' farm market and everything, but if you had a sandwich named after you, what would it be called and what would be on it?
Oh my. Um.
I'm like, "Is there one already there at the store?"
Yeah. No. There is actually not one named after me, but I mean our shrimp salad at Orchard Point is hands down my favorite with lettuce, tomato, Swiss cheese on it, on a homemade croissant.
Mm,
There's just nothing like that one. So I would say, you know, KJ's shrimp salad sandwich. I don't know.
yeah, and those
Something like
homemade
that.
croissants, ooh, those were so good. They smelled
Yes.
so good when they
Yes.
were, coming out of the oven.
Yeah, I think that's really what like makes the sandwiches at Orchard Point is like that bakery fresh bread that they're served on. Yeah,
Oh,
good.
I couldn't work there again. It smelled I was like, "I would eat all these. This would be a problem." Um, if you could only watch one movie or read one book for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Hmm. One movie or one book for the rest of my life. I did love The Notebook. Kevin and I have probably watched that 1,000 times together. It was a good one to read too. I'm into like all of the Colleen Hoover books right now, though.
Oh,
It's funny
hmm
because Kevin just came to me last night with the trailer for the new movie. And I was like, I'm listening to that audiobook right now. I wish I had more time to read, so instead I listen to audiobooks all the time.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're zipping around from place, that's kind of
Yeah, I
nice.
like to
That audiobooks.
multitask. Yeah.
Yeah, you could listen to three conversations at once. So this actually is perfect for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, really distinct moment of pride for you.
I mean, certainly, when my book got published, that was a big one I was really proud of. Very proud of the message inside of it. Um, Proud to show my girls that, you can work so hard on something and have something tangible to hold in your hand when it's all done. Um, but I think, honestly, the biggest thing that I've ever been proud of is my clearly my children, each of them. I feel like they do something every day to make me proud. And that might sound a little corny, but it's honestly true. Like they are my best friends in life.
Yeah.
And it's something that like I feel like we're in this phase of parenthood right now where we're like just soaking in every moment because we have our oldest daughter's getting ready to be a teenager, and our baby's not a baby anymore. She's more of a toddler, and she's learning to talk and have conversations. And so we're just really in this phase of parenthood where we're soaking in those conversations and taking time for them as a family. Even if it's, late at night and Kevin comes home late, it's sneaking into their bed and saying, how was your day? And talking with them. And so they're definitely what I'm most proud of.
I love them. That's so sweet. Okay, now these ones are just some fun games that we have. This one's called Frozen Favorites. So just rapid fire, light and sweet answers. But your favorite fruit to freeze.
Blueberries.
Mm. Your go-to frobet
Um,
flavor. I think I said
Orange
favor
cream.
right now.
Yeah, favor flavor.
Which one was it?
The orange cream for
Okay.
sure.
What was the one
Yeah.
that you made with the lemon cookies? Or what did you?
So that was a ice cream, and it was
Okay.
lemon, lavender. I always get that one wrong too. Blueberry, lemon, lavender.
Yeah, that
It was like
one.
a premium ice cream. Yeah, we're actually bringing that one to the national brand. So we're doing a ice cream swirl bar with the lemon and the lavender. And it's just like such a beautiful color, but the flavor's phenomenal. Like
It was
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
That, yeah,
Yeah.
when you had the second one, we got to try it. I was like, oh my, I would have never, thought, oh, lavender. That was so good. The
Yeah.
weirdest ice cream idea someone's ever pitched you.
Goodness. I feel like we have heard a lot. Somebody told me Chex Mix one time. They were like, "Can you do a Chex Mix ice cream flavor?" And I was like, I don't know that would be a super popular seller, but
You're like,
something I never
interesting.
thought of putting with ice cream.
Yeah.
And not like
Um,
the cereal, but like the snack mix, like the cheesy Chex
yeah.
Mix. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I didn't even think about the cheese you said. Okay, yeah, no. A favorite Shark Tank memory.
Well, I mean, Mark Cuban and I had a lot of dialogue back and forth. So I really enjoyed my conversation with Mark. But my very favorite memory of Shark Tank, my best friend Heidi flew out with us to Culver City, where we filmed Shark Tank, and she took my daughter to Build-A-Bear, and they actually had sharks for Shark Week at Build-A-Bear, and so my daughter built a shark, and she brought it back, and she recorded in the hand of the shark, like, "Good luck, mommy. I know you're going to do great on Shark Tank." And so I took the doll into our movie trailer and just kept pushing the hand to play her message over and over again before I went in on stage.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, and thoughtful. Late
Yeah.
night snack, chips or ice cream.
Ice cream, clearly.
Yeah. Hello, people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is This or That Farmer Founder Edition. So just quick choices to show, your life as like an entrepreneur and also as a farm her. Pitch deck or planting plan.
Planting plan,
Mm. Supermarket shelf or farmer's market table.
farmer's market table.
Bumper crop or perfect sorbet swirl.
Mm, perfect sorbet swirl.
Tractor ride or trade show floor.
Tractor ride, hands down.
National press or local press.
Local press.
Love that. Those are your return peeps, huh? Like, right? When
Yeah.
they support you locally, it means a lot. Okay, this is scoop or flop. So you pitch a frozen farmer flavor or campaign idea, and I'm gonna say these, and you say whether you'd scoop it or skip it. Um, peach peach pit stop. So peach and mint frobet.
Skip it.
Corny for caramel, sweet corn and salted caramel swirl.
Ooh, I'd scoop it.
Churnin' and burnin', spicy cinnamon sorbet.
Skip it.
It's kind of like a hot, big hot or red hot or whatever that gum. Jenna, man, you were real creative with these. I love that. Rescued fruit roadshow, a traveling sampling truck.
Ooh, I'd scoop it.
I like that. Freezer confessionals, Instagram series featuring behind the scenes chaos.
I'd scoop that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a
you
great
should. That would
idea.
be
We might
good.
actually use that one.
Yeah, you should do
We
that.
might steal that idea.
Yeah, you definitely should. Okay, well, we're wrapping up on time. I've got I think I have a couple more minutes. I can ask you some of these. This is sweet spot confessions. So you finish the sentence style for those heartfelt, inspiring moments. The moment I knew the frozen farmer was working was.
When everyone kept telling us that we had to pitch our business to Shark Tank, and I had never watched Shark Tank.
The biggest lesson from Shark Tank was.
The national freezer space is a tough space.
One thing I want young women in ag to know is.
That they can do anything in this industry. They can break any boundary. They can, smash through whatever glass ceiling. There's really nothing that women can't do in ag. They can create new paths that have never even been created before, and that would be awesome.
And we like to end with, because we're Dirt Diaries, if you were to write an entry in your journal right now or a diary for your daughters to read one day, what would you want it to say?
I would want it to say, Dear Diary, Dear Dirt Diary, I am building a life and a path for you. If you so choose to follow it, wonderful. If you choose to wander far off, I'm proud of you as well. And you can do anything in the world you set your mind to.
And that just sums it up. So sweet. Katey, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait for everyone to see your episode. I can't wait. Obviously, my little Collins, I loved all your girls, but I just wanted to adopt Collins. She just made me think of myself a little bit, I think. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
She's a spicy little nugget. But your episode's going to be so great, and I can't wait for it to air. And again, just thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me today.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Okay, Frozen Farmer. Oh, and if people want to find out more about you or follow you on your social platforms, what's your handle?
The Frozen Farmer on Instagram and Facebook, and at Evans_farms_produce on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, there you have it. That's all for Dirt Diaries. Thank you again, Katey.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too. Bye. That's it for today's episode of Dirt Diaries, where the women of ag leave no story untold. If you loved what you heard, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone else. Until next time, keep showing up, speaking out, and getting your hands dirty.